Hi everyone, and welcome to your weekly Pick a Card Tarot readings for the week of October 10th. If you're new here, my name is Sydney, I'm the tarot guy next door, and I use my occult knowledge and intuition to help guide you towards the life you want. If that's something you're into, make sure to subscribe and ring the notification bell so you're always up to date on the advice that the cards have for you. I'll be doing 5 card open readings, and here are the decks that I have for you. We have the Tarot de Marseille with White Crystal, the Borderless Rider-Waite-Smith with Dangling Jade, and the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot with Red Jasper. Yes, the color matching is intentional. We also have 4 different oracle cards to choose from 4 different decks. So go ahead and pick which tarot deck and which oracle card resonate with you the most. It's totally fine if you're drawn to more than one. And of course, you can pause this video if you need more time. As always, the collective readings, take what resonates with you and leave the rest. If you want to jump straight to your reading, you'll find timestamps right below. And with that, let's go right to the readings. Group 1, there are 2 things to say before we start. First of all, the King of Wands and either the 9 or the 10 of Wands jumped out while I was shuffling for you. Not sure if it's a 9 or 10. I don't think it makes a difference. The other thing, your crystal, actually, the system that I use to pick crystals for these videos, I should have chosen obsidian. However, when I saw the opportunity to do the color matching thing between the crystal and the deck, I manually swapped your crystal out for white crystal. So that's a fun fact. Anyway, let us see what we have in store for you for this month. I'm going to do the usual, which is to throw down all 5 cards, pause the video, really absorb it, and see what I have for you. Well, that Ace of Wands in the middle is encouraging. Let me just see. How does that look for you? Oh, that's crooked. Let me line it up like that. That should be better. And I'll turn this pyramid a little. That's basically the pyramid's job, is to help avoid things like I just did. So, on that note, I'll see you right now. Group 1, this is looking like a pretty straightforward reading. It looks like you have finalized some kind of plan, and from there you're ready to start putting your plan into practice to really bring about what you want to bring about. Like normally the middle of the middle of the cross, I read it as like the central theme of this card, and that is to a large extent true for this reading. However, what's jumping out is the Knight of Coins that is coming forth from this idea, this moment of clarity or this opportunity. And I feel like there is some wisdom that has been put together in the right structures, and finally the final puzzle piece has been put into place where you go, oh, this is where I want to go. These are the action steps to go to where I want to go. And this is the next thing I have to do. Let's start doing it. This is the overall vibe that I have from this week. We have a lot of swords here. The wisdom and mentorship, the triple crown of the Pope at the top of your cross here. And then the Knight of Coins marching forward to finally, you know, it's kind of, I'm reading this 4 of Cups at the bottom of your deck as some kind of emotional release, like, oh, finally the planning stage is over and I'm ready to like actually start moving. Speaking of starting to move, I know that Mercury went direct recently. I think it was last week. So this feels like kind of fitting, like, okay, the revision, the going after, double checking and triple checking to make sure that the plan makes sense and everything and all the adjustments. It seems like from that, it's almost as if this sword here is the same sword that is punching through the crown here, giving an interesting spin to the King of Wands and the 9 or 10 of Wands that flipped over while I was shuffling. So honestly, good luck. If this reading resonated, first of all, if it resonated, it would help me out if you could give this video a like. But what I was actually gonna say is, if this reading resonated, it seems like you know, you're in a good position to get moving towards something that you've been wanting to do for a while. So good luck actually implementing your plan and actually putting one foot in front of the other. So on that note, thank you very much. If you want to jump to your Oracle card reading, you can do so by using the timestamps in the description below. All right, group two. For the next couple months, I will be experimenting with something that I usually do with the Marseille deck. So I'm gonna alternate between, doing the reading that you're accustomed to seeing, and also what I'm gonna do here, which is to throw down all 5 cards, pause the recording, really absorb it, and then just deliver the message. So you've probably noticed that this video is significantly shorter than it is, and that's why. So I will throw down all 5 cards. Wow. Beautiful. Holy shit. Well, that's looking good. I will have more information for you. Is this lined up correctly for you? Oh, that's perfect. All right, I'll see you right now. Group two, this reading is looking really good, but the thing that has been confusing me is why this King of Cups is upside down. It's almost as if, despite all the good vibes that I'm getting from this reading, which I will elaborate on shortly, there's something missing. And whether these are 2 aspects of you or whether these are 2 different people is another thing that's not perfectly clear. I was trying to give both readings, but one thing is for sure, I want to pull a clarification card on the King of Cups, which is the Ace of Coins. Very interesting. All right, give me a second. I'm going to start with the 3-letter phrase that came to mind once I started processing this Ace of Coins here. You deserve this. You've earned it. I don't know why. All of a sudden, like, it looks like a bunch of things are lining up and that things are finally clicking into place, and yet there is either you or someone around you who is feeling unworthy or unprepared, or like, oh man, it's almost as if, and I'm reminded of how I have trouble distinguishing between past and future. So this might have been leading up to this point, or in the week that is to come. But it's almost as if there's an element of, oh, this was too easy. There's something wrong with the fact that this was too easy, which is coming from the the Magician and the Empress combined. I mean, we have Mercury and Venus here, and with like the proverbial sun in the middle of your cross here, which is interesting for all sorts of reasons. But it really, you're being invited to step into a frequency of love and to let love for yourself or for others or for the thing that you're trying to do, the thing that you're trying to create and bring into this world to shine. This isn't like, I can understand how if you don't feel worthy or don't feel prepared or don't feel like that you deserve it or feel that it was too easy or feel that, you're getting way too much return for the effort that you put in or whatever, whatever feelings that are bubbling up in that regard, I don't think that this is like, by delving into those feelings, you're robbing yourself of the celebration suggested by the 4 of Wands here, and the solution to that. And this is true whether this is different aspects of yourself or if it's someone around you who's feeling this way that you're noticing, to really remember that it's all about the love of yourself, the love of the other, the love of the project, the love of whatever endeavor that you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to create. Because we have the manifestation of the Magician, we have the creation of the Empress, we have the Lovers in the middle. I mean, yeah. It's almost as if the Queen of Wands and the King of Cups are like the 2 people in the Lovers card here. And again, whether these are 2 different aspects of yourself or whether this is 2 different people, I would invite the King of Cups to realize, to focus on what it is that you have to celebrate instead of moping about how unworthy you are, or how it was too easy, or you didn't put in too much effort. I don't think that's important to focus on. You have a real opportunity here, and it would be a shame to see you miss out on that because you're too busy focusing on, frankly, useless, needless crap. These have been rough times for all of us. Mars is going to go retrograde at the end of the month. Celebrate now. It looks like you have every reason to celebrate. So yeah, it is so wild that I've basically spent this whole reading lecturing one card. But this is the card that seemed to need that attention because everything else is looking like an attaboy reading. So, on that note, thank you very much for watching. You can use the timestamps below to jump to your Oracle card reading. I will see you there. All right, group 3, I am going to experiment over the next couple months. I'm going to alternate between the readings that I usually do, the way I do it, or what I'm going to do this week, which is to throw down all 5 cards, pause the recording, really absorb it, and then deliver your reading. So if you notice that this video is shorter than usual, that's why. And I'm going to say it, the group 2 also got the 4 of Wands and the Ace of Coins in their reading. So it's possible that some of you came from there or not. It doesn't really matter. But let me see. Is that well framed for you? Yes, it is. All right, I'll see you right now. Group 3, I feel like there is... it's almost as if you're on the verge of opening the gateway to something else, and at this precipice, it's bringing up all sorts of fear about what is on the other side. I'm reading this row here, and I'm actually reading it like upside down, like the 8 of Cups walking towards the 4 of Wands, and fearful of this 9 of Wands that's on the other side. What I would invite you to do is to just ponder this. As scary as it is, whatever is on the other side of this gateway, which may or may not be making you hesitant to move forward, there's an opportunity hidden underneath. And I would invite you to focus on that and ponder, is this opportunity worth the fear, or is the upside of this opportunity worth the downside of whatever this 9 of Wands reverse represents for you? Like normally, I tend to read the 9 of Wands as, you've been through a lot, but the universe doesn't throw anything at you that you're not ready to deal with. However, I'm extremely adamant that I try not to tell people what to do. And like, it's all it's all about analyzing the upside versus the downside. So I can understand how, if you achieve this checkpoint, that the meaning of this might put you through some stuff that you're not particularly enthused to be put through again. However, there is also an opportunity there. And if this opportunity is interesting for you, then that is what can give you the strength to continue on despite everything that you've been through up to this point. And I think that I would invite you to look at the situation as rationally as possible, which is what I'm getting from the Queen of Swords here at the top here. Normally, when I read the Queen of Swords, I always say this. It's kind of a meme phrase of don't be afraid to speak your truth. I say this almost every time this card comes up. But right now, the card that is up right here, of which there are only 3 in the tarot, it representing the sword of truth, I am seeing this as an invitation to really take a rational look at the situation, because it is possible, I just want to acknowledge, it is possible that the, the trouble, that the opportunity that is hidden on the other side of this gateway is not worth the trouble of putting yourself through this thing for the millionth time or whatever, however it feels. However, I would invite you to really weigh the pros and cons in a rational and clear manner, to get your head above the clouds, to not let your emotions make this decision. Because I have the feeling that if you, like, whatever you end up choosing to do, I have the feeling that if you let your emotions dictate what you end up doing, as opposed to really taking as detached of an analytical look as you can to the situation, that you might be missing out on stuff. So yeah, that is basically it. So thank you very much for watching. You're probably used to this by now, but the Oracle card thing will be coming in a second. I will just do that. All right, let us see. How does that look? That'll do. All right, Group A, your card is Discernment. Excellent. I fucking love it, especially given the readings that I have given just now. So the text under it reads, the frequency of discernment supports our ability to view the world and the people around us from a place of inner balance and detachment, yet with compassion and wisdom. You know what? That is an interesting point. So for one reading in particular, I was really focusing on the, detachment and analytical side of discernment. However, the human element is not something to ignore. So I'm glad that this card was a reminder for that group. Now, for the other groups, it's funny. I'm going to give a quick summary for all 3 groups, because the meaning of this card is pretty clear to me. So the one that I just gave was for Group 3A. For Group 1A, I think this is congratulations for the discernment that you have that has brought you to this point, and a reminder to, enjoy the process of actually manifesting what you want to manifest. Group 2A, for you, it is really a question of discerning, like, are the emotions that I'm going through justified or not? That is, for you, I believe, the key question would be that one. So yeah. Group B, your card is, what is this? Conflict. This is I Ching hexagram number 6. And the key words are will to power, hostility, jealousy, stubbornness, aggression, fear, competitiveness, and controversy. Well, buckle up, Group B. What I would say is, conflict is a necessary thing. By this, what I mean is, in order to change things, there needs to be a disruption of what is. And sometimes people don't react particularly well to their status quo being disrupted. So I would encourage you to be mindful of that. And I'm pretty sure there was one card that was, well, I don't think there's any word in here in particular that leaps out. I think this is a warning to, you might rustle some feathers, or ruffle. Anyway, you might disturb people this week, or you might also get disturbed. This could be something around you that might disturb you and give you the reflex to engage in conflict from a hostile way. So this is a clear warning to that. Try to be mindful of that, and to really, In French, there's an expression that says "tourne ta langue cette fois avant de parler." Basically, be mindful of how you speak to others, and also try to be mindful of how others might perceive the things that you say. Yeah, that's the warning for you this week. Group C, your card is round and round. Chew everything, turn, turn, turn. Let me look at this. Oh, that's the spiral that's on the back of this card. Interesting. Let me just absorb this here. I think that for you, this is an invitation. No, sorry. The message is that elements from your past might come back and revisit you this week, and that may or may not be a good thing. I think that it's either a reminder that the things that you do this week might have an impact and come to either bite you or, reward you in the weeks to come. So to just be mindful of the eternal cycle. It's not clear to me which loop that you're in right now, but the spiraling out, I'm seeing this as an invitation to really think of what gifts you want to give your future self, because at some point the actions that you take this week, you will be on the receiving end of that, of those actions in a couple weeks, basically. And vice versa to your past self, which has left you some things for you to deal with this week, to just be mindful of that, for better or for worse. And finally, Group D, your card is, that was kind of a joke. It's the Egyptian god and the message of exploration. Ooh, so this might be a time to try something different. A time to, how can I say this? To do things differently and to broaden your horizons. If there's something that you've wanted to do that you haven't done, that you've never done that you've wanted to do for a while, this might be a good time to do it. It's a pretty straightforward invitation for that. I don't know much about the Egyptian god I'm probably mispronouncing it, even though it's a fucking 3-letter word. But yeah, go out there and, be adventurous, Group D. So on that note, thank you very much for watching this. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps me out a lot. If you have any comments, questions, or observations, you can leave them below. But regardless of anything, I hope your week goes great. Thank you very much for watching. You take care. I'll see you soon.